What is going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with a Cabal team preview here of what to expect. Now that we have the information getting added into the game, as well as the character stats being available, we can actually take a look and see how they stack up against the other teams. But more specifically, I am going to be focused on their stats today, just to give you guys a preview of what to expect with this Cosmic Crucible offensive-minded team. Now, having said that, guys, the three members, if you haven't taken a look at yesterday's blog post that's been available now, and all their kits are available, is the leader. We have Iron Patriot, and we have Namor. And again, their featured game mode is going to be Cosmic Crucible, so definitely looking like a very potent and dangerous team to be going up against. Now, having said that, what was also less shown yesterday was the fact that there's some information here that shows that they're going to be required for the next legendary, and that's the thing, right? So if you look at my video yesterday, I actually added a snippet here so that way you can see the before and after. It does say that they're going to be required for the next legendary, and I was kind of confused because I know they previously mentioned that Out of Time is going to be also required, and we know it's going to be the new legendary that's involving Deadpool reworked, as well as Panda Pool, and whichever kind of synergies they want to add in there. But now, if you look at the blog post now, they've completely taken this text out. So it no longer says from my video yesterday, which is Cabal will be required for the next legendary. Now it's just completely taken out, and yeah, not sure if they're revising it. Not sure if maybe an envoy or someone in the community can confirm this, but this is important for us to know, just in case we know if this is mandatory or not required to build up, right? So not sure right now, so hold off maybe on investing in characters. Like right now, the only one that's officially in game is actually Namor. So you guys have started boosting up like crazy. While may or may not be a good time if you think that, you know, this information could have been misleading in the sense that you may not need this team for the next legendary. But that doesn't deter me from actually doing the breakdown here. But just wanted to give you guys a heads up so you know exactly what you're investing in if this team does not have that requirement for the next legendary without a time being confirmed, though. Now, what I really like doing is taking a look at the character stats, because I think this is kind of the best way to compare apples to apples when, you know, factor in their passives and take a look at where they kind of land compared to the other characters and teams in the game. And what I also wanted to add in today's video was like a nice little touch with a featured villain, and as well as the Secret Defenders team and how they stack up. So what you're going to see here is all the different stats from HP, damage, armor, and speed. So working our way top down, these are some very, very impressive stats, guys. So I want to go down and talk about each item that I have listed here to explain. Leader is going to be, you know, the 4th highest character in the game with HP, which is astronomical because, you know, these newer characters are just getting more and more insane in terms of stats, but as well, having a pretty notable increase here in damage at A-, which is still just shy of that top 50 ranking. And then armor is top 25 in the game. A little bit dip in speed there for the leader, but you know, I'll take the differences here, and obviously the significant boost to HP, damage, and armor that's going to make leader very, very relevant. Then we have the Iron Patriot, a little bit lower on the HP department at top 50 still, but number 3 in overall damage when all the passives kick in, and the low armor is a bit lower, as we've kind of seen with some of these kind of tech-related suited characters. But speed is decent, right, at 119, which is moderate. And then finally, I know some folks were, you know, vocalizing that Namor didn't get enough love, but these are some very, very impressive stats for Namor after the rework. His kit didn't change entirely too much, but he has some good mechanics now for that Cosmic Crucible's kind of setting. And I think he is going to be very impressive, guys. So as you can see, his HP, you know, still just shy of that top 50, but he's going to be number 7. Highest damage in the game out of all the 250 plus characters that we got, and his armor is actually impressively just shy of the top 25. So speed is moderate, 113, but this is a very impressive 3-piece team. And again, many of their passives do kick in only during Cosmic Crucible, so keep in mind that these stats are Cosmic Crucible buffed up, right? So obviously these are some very impressive numbers, but remember, they're not going to be like this all across the board when you're outside of that game mode. So just something to be mindful of. Now, what I wanted to do for fun is I wanted to add in a villain, because this team actually shines on 2 other villains getting synergized with this 3-piece. So I did want to add in Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom doesn't really belong on a team right now, so I think it was just nice to see where he's going to stack up if you decide to slot him in. And some very, very impressive results, guys. If you add Dr. Doom to this team, I mean, he already had decent stats back in the day, years back, right? You keep in mind, this is a Dark Dimension for unlocked characters. So it's been a long time since he's been in the game. He hasn't really gotten much love in terms of reworks. But after him getting added into this team, he's number 3 in HP. He pushed his leader down to number 4, right? If Dr. Doom was not in this list, leader would be number 3 as the go-to. But number 4 in damage here overall, and number 2 in armor. I mean, Dr. Doom is going to be stacked with this team. And even though he's a bit on the slower side, he's got some good abilities, and it's good that he's on the slower because you want him getting attacked so that way he hits that 50% threshold and triggering his ultimate ability, which is actually going to even help this team even more. So we're getting arguably one of the best kind of updates here to villains. But again, Dr. Doom's not a great example because he's definitely one of the lower stats. If we added a character like Apocalypse or Super Skrull, who are also villains, this team will absolutely put them over the top. So just something to be mindful of, guys. And then again, for fun, I wanted to add in Secret Defenders at the very bottom here because I like to see where other teams kind of stack up with a top 5 team in the game. And Secret Defenders, they are resilient. They came out last year, and you can use them in all game modes. And mind you, again, these stats are kind of Cosmic Crucible driven, especially the HP damage and armor component, getting a sizable boost from having the leader on the team, right? He's going to be driving all that. This is a very, very powerful damage team. I mean, leader just adds an insane amount of buffs to villains, specifically with the HP and armor department. So you can see, even with Secret Defenders, all across the board, yes, they can be used in all game modes, but typically Secret Defenders are they're top 50 in HP, top 50 in damage, and as well as actually on the higher end of the armor department. And their speed, they're a very speedy team. As you can see, they're going to have a significant advantage over this team in that respect. But in Cosmic Crucible, this is a very powerful Cabal team that can shred through basically all the teams we may very well see up on defense. Maybe even Black Knight and his other time defenses with Skrull. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, guys. This is a top tier a Crucible offense-minded team, and you can see even a character like Dr. Doom that's been stat crept for quite some time. He is going to be made relevant again. So I would definitely take this time to start reviewing maybe some of the best villains in the game, because this team is going to make them relevant again. It's really cool to see. And the amount of theory crafting, right? They're going to be adding this kind of infusion. I really am a big fan of these 3-piece teams because we saw this with Tangled Web as well. There's opportunities just to be able to kind of mix and match different characters that are not really kind of fitting into the teams, and gives us another opportunity to formulate another meta team. But having said that, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Some really good overview here of what we're going to be expecting with Cabal. They're going to be very, very impressive. But again, hopefully we also get to some confirmation. What's going to be happening with this legendary event and requirement? Are they a legendary required team? Who knows? I don't want to, spread FOMO here, but just be very, very cautious here when you're investing, because this is why I'm not a fan of information getting circulated on the blog post, but then obviously subject to change. So maybe someone decided to pull that back and re-edit it. Who knows? But hopefully we'll get that in confirmation sooner. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.